Chapter 2 Type of Army owned cars. Railway cars are generally identified by the type of housing: cars, open top cars, flat cars, tanker cars, passenger cars, special purpose cars. Each car unit within the categories actually is an assembly of a various component. Each component has a definite function and place, and the components are discussed in succeeding chapters. Which within this type of there are many kinds of cars. The most common house is a house car or are box cars, refrigerator car. Passenger cars are included in the coach sleepers, dinner and kitchen cars, guarded cars, and etc. Any type of the transportation personnel. Army-owned rolling stock worldwide includes cars of all of the types discussion here. 2.2 The cast of CANA service in continental United States. CANA, the Department of Defense, owned and freight and passenger cars, including Army Medical Department of ambulance cars, troop kitchen cars, guard cars, and construction conformance with the Association of American Railroads (AAR) and Department of Transportation specification as readily movable into interchain service. And the more major portion of the DoD owned cars and Encanas consist of the heavy duty flat cars, tanker fleet in use and management, or fleet in use and movement of these cars controlled by the Military Traffic Management Terminal Services, MTMTS. 2-3 cars overseas. Freight cars in foreign countries. Low capacities of 15 to 20 tons, four-wheel, two axles are standard during World War II. A shortage available shipping necessity of saving in shipping and space brought about and hurried the design of knockdown cars patterned by after European. These are a few 40-ton flat cars, boxer cars, general gondolas. Tanker cars is modified in American 8-wheeled and made up to standard gauge of 56 and a half inch or 5 foot 6 and a half inches, and produced and sent into the Europe for use in transportation rail service (TRS) during World War II. For the use of theaters of operation, narrow gauge track 39 and 3/8 of an inch and 42 inches predominated 8 wheels, 4 axle box cars, flat cars, gondolas. Tanker cars of 30-ton capacity, where the design after World War II was initiated by the Chief of Transportation to develop railway equipment to fit the railway operation conditions in world areas considered strategically important during the 1951 and 1953 to meet urgent military railway service requirements. As large a number as the U.S. type of standard gauge freight cars, including freight refrigerator cars constructed and sent to Korea from 1966 to 1988. Meter gauge gondola flat cars and refrigerator cars, figure 2-1 and 2-2, were built and sent into Vietnam. Lifting factors of the track gauge, allowable axle load, restricted the track and bridge loaded limits, and clearance dimensions have been affected overseas and was solved by developing a multi-gauge truck with an axle whereby the wheels may be pressed in or out to various track gauges. This led to the development of knockdown fleet standard gauge cars 56 and a half inch and broad gauge 60, 63, and 66 inches with capacity of 40 tons. Narrow gauge cars 36, 39, 3/8 of an inch, and 42 inches with the 30-ton capacity. Both fleets of the 30 and 40 ton include the flat car, box car, gondolas, and tanker cars. Field depot maintenance, repair parts, and the special tools listed. Assembly instruction for the type of railway rolling stocks are contained with technical manuals of the TM 552220 series. B. The passenger type of cars during World War II and overseas trains. The 10 ambulance cars were shipped to Europe. These were not passenger type of cars. They were experimental freight cars, which proved inadequate. They were throughout the war. All ambulance services accomplished and converted to indigenous with passenger type of equipment development of the ambulance train cars for the overseas. Since the resulted in constructing pilot modules of the ambulance car and one personal car and one kitchen car dining storage. Here's a railway car refrigerator, 56 and a half inch gauge by 50 ton 8 wheel freight foreign service. 2-4 house cars. In general, a house car is a car with an enclosed superstructure which sides and end of the roof and which provided doors and vent ladders and running boards. A house car is built on the conventional underframe and has a conventional running gear. Figure 2-1 and 2-2 illustrate the exterior foreign service for refrigerator cars. Interior view is shown in figure 2-3. The usage if overseas, only 3 types of house cars will be used: boxcar, refrigerator cars, and cabooses or guard cars. The major characteristic of these type of discussed is only limited to coverage will be given in the miscellaneous types. 2-5. The open and top cars. General open top cars and gondola, hopper, ballast, and not flat cars for the purpose of manual gondola and hopper cars, which constitute more than 90% of the open types will be considered exclusively a steel gondola hopper, and cars are diverse types. The consist of fixed sides, ends and bottoms of 40 tons high side heighted gondola illustrated in Figure 2-4. Other types drop side and drop bottoms, or in case of hoppers, drop doors. The design side ending frame has been given to gondola hopper car high loaded capacity, safety, and durability. The components of the car, except for the superstructure underframe design for the heavy loads, are almost identical with those of other cars. Equivalent load limits are drawing showing the gondola underframe design load capabilities available for the U.S. Army Mobility Equipment Command in St. Louis, Missouri 63120. Usage: drop ends are assessed within it's necessary to load long material when the car is used in transportation machinery that it extends beyond the end of the limits of the car. The gondola within the drop ends of the entire end of the swings and inward and lies flat in the deck of the cars. Looking devices connecting the end of the fixed sides of the cars, and is designed interlocking features to prevent spreading of the cars and sides of the corners. Drop doors, hoppers to facilitate unloading of the commodities of coal and sand. In Figure 2-2, you see the railway car mechanical refrigerator, 39 3/8 of an inch gauge, 40-ton 8-wheel foreign services. 2-6 flat cars, a general flat car within a wooden and steel built over the underframes, but within out of superstructure with the load capabilities of 40 to 250 tons. Flat car considered workhorse of railway service truck. Draft gear, couplers, and safety appliances. Brake gear identical with those types of freight car equipment, with the exception of U.S. Army 100-ton capacity heavy duty flat cars shown in Figure 2-5. No flat cars have been built for passenger trains, and the flat cars have steam air signal, air brake, train line, special trucks, brake gear, couplers, draft gears to permit services in passenger type. B. The usage of major flat cars, decks, and flooring usually are laid on heavy wood timbers to facilitate the blocking, bracing, and various loads. Flat cars are particularly suitable for oversight of the items, long objections as poles and steam beams, which extend over the two or more cars. There are several types of special purposes for the basic flat cars designed. The two most commonly used Kanos, most presently the military fleet, of the double deck and triple deck cars designed especially for the transport of vehicles. Flat cars are built up, and the end walls were primarily movement of logs and lumber. Here you see what is in the interior view of the railway car of an ice car refrigerator, 56.5-inch gauge by 5-ton wheel, 8-wheel foreign service. Other products, other types of dish press cylinder cars shown in Figure 2-5, using moving tail objects where maximum clearance is required. 2-7 tanker cars, except for the superstructure and tank and modified underframe of the tanker cars are similar to those of the type of cars. Tanker cars underframes are designed built without loading bearing side sills between the baluster, the weight of the tank of the superstructure within the landing of the bourne, and the center sills with the main anchorage and the bearing of the bolster. The conventional tanker car Figure 2-6 consists of a tank, usually is steel mounted on a special underframe drafter car. Couplers, brake gear, trucks are similar with those of other cars and same loaded design. Ordinary tank cars have some single compartment tanker equipped for the dome safety valves and bottom outlets of the other tanks. The cars of the conventional type may be equipped with tank baffles in event, even with multi-compartment tanks. B. The usage of approximately 300 different liquids and semi-liquid commodities are transported in tanker cars. These products include crude oil, fuel oil, lubrication oil, gasoline, kerosene, alcohols, acid, alkaloids, coal tar product, chlorine, bleach, insecticides, fungicides, animal, vegetable, fish oils, fruit juices, milk, paint, varnishes, liquors, compressed gauges. In addition, with a conventional tanker car, there are some special ones such as removable tanker cars, those in wooden tanker cars. Their types of anchorage features different from the car of the conventional single tank part, and the special purpose of the tanker cars have little no military application. Only conventional tanker cars will be discussed in this manual. The Department of Transportation issues regulation specifications of tanker cars because of the flammable and explosive commodities often transported in them. The .com specifications combined in specifications of the Association of American Railroads, covering the construction into one of the set specifications published by DOT. 2-4, you see a high side fixed end 40-ton gondola, domestic and general. Domestic gondola, domestic service. 2-8 passenger cars, general underframe superstructure passenger type cars of steel or some other metal equivalent strength passenger type of cars owned by the Department of Defense. The USC the passenger type of cars owned by the Department of Defense are USD 22 or AB AB or brake equipped modified passenger train operation used in the DoD. Passenger type equipment consists of largely ambulance, hospital cars, troop kitchens, gondola guard cars. Ambulance cars are strategically located in the Surgeon General armies required for the movement of the sick, wounded personnel, guards, transportation, army security personnel, accompanying classified shipping over the continents, commercial railroads. Example of these passenger types of cars are shown in Figure 2728. Here is a 100-ton heavy-duty flat car. This one is a depressed center car, also known as a non-fish belly kind of type. This is a tanker car, railway tanker car, 56.5-inch gauge, 100 gallon, or 10,000 gallon 8-wheel domestic service. Here is a Army Medical Department unit, or ambulance department unit car, domestic service. U.S. Army guard car, 2.8, and under Part 2 rolling stock. Chapter 3 basic components.